Hey guys, it's me, Jehovah, back for another episode of Colony Survival. Game is still early access, haven't had a lot of updates, a little bit of background changes they claim, but as you can see we have some farms here. I've actually only got 2 farmers. Got my guys in here making bread, as well as a couple archers. So today I think I'm just going to get this infrastructure fleshed out a little more. Let's get some farms out there, maybe a couple towers, get our defense just a little bit better, probably build this keep. So that's where we're going to start from now. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I do have a bed, so let's go down and check out what we've got so far. Carve this out a little bit. We go in, yeah, we don't have a whole lot of this here, so I'll go ahead and carve this out a bit. Alright, so you can see we're currently at 372 food, so I don't think we're actually going to be hurting for anything. Let's see how many more beds I can make here at this time. Okay, I've got a little bit of straw. So that will get us 33 beds. I'm not going to use that many yet, but I will go ahead and place down what the room will allow. Oops, stop that F, I don't want to fly. Okay. Sorry, when you enable flight for the video, those kind of things happen. Alright. At this point, you really don't even need to leave a pathway. I left one here for the door just for aesthetics, but you really don't have to leave one. They'll clearly walk wherever they need to walk. Go ahead and, while these guys are sleeping, go ahead and carve this out a little bit more. Okay, and now that I've got that all carved out, let's throw down some more beds here. Just be prepared if I want to just come out with just an army of guys right away. I can do that. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. The archers are firing. And I've got some people coming in and about. Let's check out what's going on upstairs here. Damn it. F shit. Since I'm not going to fly anymore in this video, I might as well do this. All right, for all those that you don't know how this cheat actually works, and it's really, I don't use it normally, only when making videos, but what you want to do is hit T on the keyboard. That'll bring up your chat, and you can see what I've had there so far, where it's you gain permissions for cheats. Well, the way you do that is you slash cheats on, enter, and that will give you permission for cheats. And then you can see how you set flight by hitting T/set flight true. And then that gives you permission to fly. Now I want to turn that off, so I'm just going to T/cheats off. And now, even if I hit F, no, it's still, it is still flying. So let's try that again. T, at least I can do this, set flight false. I've never actually tried that. Yeah, that works. Good. So now my set for false. My boys looks like are taking care of business out here with no problems. As soon as morning comes, I'll go ahead and hire those other 2 guys over here. You can see that their crops are finally starting to grow quite a bit. And you can see also that even with 6 colonists, my 2 little archers are having really no problem with these guys. I've carved a moat all the way around my little keep here, and that's where my beds and things are. So the zombies literally have to come down this murder alley or around these corners around this moat to get there. I like building moats because the zombies will actually run right against the walls, and it's hard for these archers to see that. Oh, by the way, if you didn't catch the first video, you can see that I've done a little manipulating to the guys themselves, just for my own amusement. I do like the idea that this game is fairly easy to mod. I haven't really figured out how to mod the textures yet, so I mean, not the textures, but the shapes. If anybody has a way to change these shapes around, that would be really cool. I've got 3D editing programs, that's not a problem. And to be honest, I could probably figure it out. I just haven't tried. It's really not that big of a deal to me yet. So I would certainly like to do that, though. Alright, so let's go ahead and hire those 2 colonists. And now I am at my current job capacity. And those guys are going to do that. And then, right here I've got my guys. This guy is making bread. This guy is grinding wheat. And if I look at my inventory here, looks like I've got plenty of bread, got some flour, don't have any of that, but we're about to get some, obviously, because half of these fields are ready to go. Now, I like to just have just an overabundance of food, so what I'm going to do here is exactly that. I'm going to make some more farms. And so we just want to right-click, get a wheat farmer. And just, I like the 10 by 10. It's really nice and easy and neat. So there's one. I'll put the other one over here. Doesn't really matter how you do these, obviously. This is just the way I like to do it. I've seen most people do it this way online as well. Alright, boom, there you go. And now I will hire my colonists to fill those positions. Now, I can only do this, I really shouldn't be doing this right now, as in hindsight. I've only got 90 of these seeds, and each one of these are going to be 100, so I'm kind of behind the 8 ball on this. Hopefully, by digging this wheat right here, these guys will collect quite a few seeds, and honestly, I could help them if I was really worried about that. Not super duper worried about it, to be honest, because what I can do is just turn one of these fields off, and I'll make this guy an archer, if it really just came down to it. And you know what, as a matter of fact, because of the seed situation, I think that's what I'm going to do. But instead of making him an archer, I want to show you something cool that I didn't realize for a while. If you go down, because I've got my mine down here, so if you go down to your mine, you can see that I don't have any miners working whatsoever. So obviously I've got to have a guy doing coal, because I am working on my bread production, so I'm going to want to have something for that. So I've got 50 crates here now. Let's go ahead and put one down here, and I will create a miner right there, and that guy's job will be to mine that, and that way our guys, they're not using a bunch of wood. They can actually use that charcoal to do that. Now, I'm going to take this opportunity while I'm down here to open this up a little bit, so let's do that. Alright, now I have enough stone, honestly, but what I like to do is to go ahead and get that automatic. So I can see I've got a pickaxe here, so I'm going to go ahead and get another miner, and this one's just going to be on an open piece of bedrock. And what that does is it actually will create stone in your inventory, and you'll literally, all of this stone that you see on my block now, I won't have to dig any of that. Of course I will, because I've got to dig all this out, but I won't have to. I'll have a guy that's doing that automatically for me. And he should be coming down these stairs. There he is. So he is now responsible. What the heck's going on here? He is now responsible for all of my stone. And you can see this guy now. It's making bread. He's not going to have any problem. You can see there too, if you can look real close, I actually put a little blue in that flame. That was one of the first things I tried to see if I could affect these blocks, which of course did work properly. And, you know, we're out of seeds now, so I'm going to go ahead and dig these things back up. Turn those back into seeds so my other guy can have some seeds if he needs them. Yeah, and if you look at my food production, I'm at 278, but I don't think that's going to be too big of a deal. I've got, you know, these farms here will be growing soon. So, and these should be following, you know, straight behind those. So, ideally, I'm going to have at least, you know, 3 more farms. I've just turned that one down just to start with before I start really growing this thing up. But in the meantime, while I'm here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wish they had a snooper thing like Minecraft, because it is really easy to fall to your death in this game, because you can't just get to the edge. You got to be very, very careful. So it would be nice to have something where you could, you know, go straight to the edge without falling, but I'm not sure. Maybe that's their intention, to make it harder in that way. And I'll just make this keep real quick. Now, as you can see, the stone themselves are actually going up automatically. I don't have to dig those. So as that guy's down there being my miner, you know, my coal ore is going up as well as my stone. You can see that here in a second once he goes back to his little crate there. 82, see? Nice. All right, back to it. All right, nighttime has come. We've got a couple more villagers here. Let's see if these my 2 archers can do it. Otherwise, I'll have to put one up here on the corner. All right, so we've got the first level of the keep complete. Looks like my boys aren't having too much trouble. Oh, it's 3 on 2 now. Oh, we missed. There's 1. There's 2. Okay. I mean, it's getting tighter. There's no doubt about that. But it looks like they're handling it so far. I could probably use 1 more. I've certainly got enough food. There's no reason not to. Let's go ahead and just open up some of these windows. I like to make the keep look nice. So just a quick little window out to the world here. And normally, of course, you know, if you don't have that moat, this could be fairly dangerous, because those zombies will just walk right in. And unlike Minecraft, at this point, there are no windows that I'm aware of, unless you have a mod of some kind. So you just gotta play with it as you go. But I like to look in there and add some natural light to the situation here. Alright, and as you can see, I've got all my windows in now, and the nice natural light. These guys are holding their own. Those zombies didn't have much of a chance. They crossed that window, that corner, and they're pretty much going down. Yep. So, that's good. Alright, so here we go. Got my first floor. Let's see, what I want to really be thinking about next is more farms. I mean, really, I just want to amp my food production just way up, and then I'll start worrying about doing other things. But right now, I just don't have enough seeds really to get that done. So what I want to do instead, I like to put a tower, at least a small one, right in this vicinity here. So I'll go ahead and carve this road out. And that part was a mistake right there, because that's not where I actually do that. Alright, and we're back. Had a visitor come up unexpectedly and paused the game, of course, and got killed. It's something I wish the developers would work on when you hit the pause button, and it doesn't pause. So, anyway, we were digging a road. You can see I lost all my stuff since I died, but that's not really a problem, since I can build anything I want to anyway. We were in the process of making some farms, or I'm sorry, making a tower, I believe is what we were trying to do there. Of course, that's dependent on how many seeds we have now. I didn't pay attention when I just opened my inventory, so let's see here. 51 seeds, it's not really enough to start a new thing yet, so we'll go ahead and do our tower instead. Now, the towers I like to use are pretty basic. They look pretty cool. They're bigger than they really need to be, but I like the look at them. So, let's see what we're going to do here. Now, there's a couple ideas when it comes to doing these towers. Number one, to be honest, if you leave a door opening, then the zombies are probably going to get in and kill your archers. Now, it has happened before. I'm not going to say it happens every time, but it certainly has happened in the past. This one's a little closer than normal. Usually I'll do an underground for towers, so I can do that. So let's say I can start digging here. Alright. And I have to get down to at least stone level, too, because I've got to get under that moat. If I do not get under the moat, then I'm going to be in some big trouble, because the water will get in. And you can see the bottom is still stone. So, I want to come up in this center right here. So if I were at the wall, which remember this is where my beds are, excuse me, at the wall itself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 to the center of the tower. So we'll do that. And that's my wall, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And as you can see, we are now in the tower. So any of my archers can simply just take this short little pathway to get to their work. And we'll continue this up. I don't make them super high. I used to make these towers really high, and I realized that that's not really necessary, and actually works as a detriment, because these guys don't have any kind of short range whenever you do that. So we'll go ahead and just get this tower constructed. Now, as a personal preference, and of course you can do whatever you like, I like to use wood as my material. So I'm going to go ahead and take these logs and make more wood planks, and that way I can tell apart easier. One, two, three. Okay, and I'm doing 6 like before, but the top floor will be wood. So there's my top floor. I know what you're probably thinking, but don't worry, it'll make sense here in a second. Now, this part's a little difficult because, again, no creeping around the corner, so you got to be pretty careful when you do this. Oh. Oh. My guys are, looks like they're holding their own for now. Ran out of stone, but my guy's down there cutting it for me. See, isn't that nice? You don't have to dig your own stone. Whoop. Okay, so there's that, and then we're going to go up. 1 for each. Then I'll put my little palisades, there's my ramparts up there, and we will have ourselves a tower. And they look pretty cool. Very simple, very easy to make, not a lot of materials. Of course, there's no way to get into it other than through the underground. And I lost my torch. Awesome. Don't need it. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and get my archers, get a couple bows as well. And I like to put the first one right here, just to kind of guard that door. I mean, that's their whole purpose at this point. So we'll go ahead and do that. And you will never see the archer come out of that house. He's going to go straight into the underground and work his way back up here. Now this guy will cover this corner, obviously, and this area right here. So that's some help to these guys. You can see there's 3 of them right there. 4. Knock them down. Yeah, it's a lot of work at this point for those 4, or those 2 guys. So when this guy gets up here, it'll be a big help, because he would be hitting those guys right here. And again, you don't want to put a bunch of archers just lined up in a row. It just doesn't make any sense. Oh shit, well, it's probably a good idea if I actually hire that guy. There we go. So you can see him, you might be able to see him walk down the stairs from here, I'm not sure. But they're handling in business. I mean, I really don't have to have this guy at this point, but we got 684 food, and it's only going to get better. Put a couple more archers up to guard that front door, and we'll just be more secure going forward. But you can see they're not really having much of an effect on us whatsoever at this point. And of course, also, once this front wall gets built, an archer here at this corner will cover this area, and archers on the towers will cover the same. So they kind of, being in close vicinity like this, one tower will fairly much guard another, so you don't really need to have an underground network if you don't want to. I prefer it. I think it just looks cooler. It keeps everything neater. This guy's taking his damn sweet time getting here. I wonder if there is a blockage somewhere. Let's go check it out. It's probably right there. Yep, that was probably the thing holding him up. Now I'll get in. He's probably heading this way. There he is. Yep. Pathfinding is important, because if you don't open things up properly, they will not know where to go. Now I'll go ahead and open this pathway, because this is going to be my main pathway all the way up to the wall. So I'll have this underground network all the way to the wall. And of course, you know, simply by doing the math, I can dig under here, and I don't have to worry about where I'm going to be, because I know exactly where I am all the time. As you can see inside the tower here. And there he is, ready to guard my kingdom. And again, he's turned this way, but these guys will turn 360 degrees. Alright, so how many seeds do I have now? Still at 67 seeds. Not super great, to be honest, but it will get better. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple crates down, because Some of my guys are having to travel quite a long way to get where they want to go. So let's see here. Excuse me, I'll get a couple crates. And we'll put those here. One right there. One right there. I don't do them for the fields that aren't built yet because I just honestly don't feel like digging them back up again whenever I put down the farm. So let's go ahead and build this road really quick. If you're wondering how I'm doing that, I just hold down the right mouse key and it will throw them down. You just got to make sure to keep the cursor moving, otherwise they'll stack up on you. I could make some more torches at this point. I'll make a few because these towers look really cool at night whenever they're lit up. So what I'll do instead... Oh, look, I got some of that. I'll put that in there for them. I do want to make, a pickaxe so I can get iron. I'm not quite ready for that yet. And of course a forester as well. So go ahead and get that. And I've got 210 arrows at this point. So let's go ahead and get some of this coal down here. I'll make a bunch of those. Now I ran myself out of coal. Almost. I got 77, so I still have enough. And I also want to put this back up here. Fairly soon we'll have the rest of that going on, but right now we're just kind of getting the tower defenses going on, letting the food go up. So I'll go ahead and build this other tower. Now in this one over here, and I kind of want to make them, symmetrical. The stairway went up on this side, so when I go across, I want to go straight here. And I'll go up here and close this back in again. Now, where do I want to be? What is my math here? Well, if I get to the edge, then I'm going to be 10. Well, I'm going to be the 1 right here, plus 10, that's 11. 12, 13, plus 10, 23, 24, 25. So at 26, I'm going to be able to come back up. So there's that wall right there, there and right there. Okay, and I had it, excuse me, here. Which meant right, and this should lead, and they're going in opposite directions. It's not going to be exactly perfect, because if it were exactly perfect, I'd be on the other side, I think. Yeah, because it's on that side over there. So really, I'm going to go, if I wanted to do this properly, 1, 2, 3, and I think this is where it's going to come out. And as you can see, I missed it by 1. Oh, no, I didn't. That's exactly where it's supposed to be. Now, of course, everybody has their choice on what they like to do. I'm going to make this a 3-wide hallway. And, worst case scenario, I can either make bedrooms under here, or I can just line the walls with beds. Because, eventually you're going to have thousands of these colonists. And as you can see, we've lined up perfectly with our other tower. So these guys are interconnected underneath. In case you needed reinforcements to get there very quickly, we could certainly do that. So, whoop, should have kept that stair there. And again, just for consistency, I like to see everything made of wood. It's just my OCD, I'm sure. Did that wrong. There we go. And almost nighttime. So, man, this thing is glitching a little bit. I need to report that bug. It's like it's still flying, look. But I've got flying turned off. Ripping and tearing a little bit. Alright, so, got that one archer here. Let's go ahead and build this guy up really quick. And I'll try not to make the same mistake again with this pathfinding. Hopefully this guy can find his way up here once I give him a job. Gotta be careful on that edge, man. Especially when you start making very high towers. You can easily fall to your death. Believe me, I've done it more than once. And if there is some kind of a way to hold the edge without falling off that you guys know about, just please put it in the comments, because that is something I don't know about. And there's, as you know, at this point, there's not a whole lot of information out there about this game, other than these playthroughs that people are doing. Alright. This channel's not very popular at this point, so no one's going to see this video most likely, but it's there for posterity. You know, if the new players coming in at some point want to see it. Alright, so we'll get this guy and use R to rotate. So I'm going to put that guy right there. And this time, give him a job. See if we can see him walking through the door toward the stairs. Yep, there he is, walking toward the stairs. Going down. He's in the underground. He'll be making his way up. You can see tomorrow, these fields are all ready to go. And so we have 84 seeds. That should go up. Might even give us enough to start this farmer over here. We'll see when this guy comes up here. There he is. I like to light up these towers to just, they makes them look really cool at night. Certainly not necessary to put all that light in there, but I like it. And then, of course, in the underground, it appears to be almost morning already. And so now you see I've got a tower on that side, got a tower on this side, got 2 guards at the door. No zombies are getting in here. I mean, they've got crossfire all the way. Let me go back down here and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. While I'm here, though, let's go ahead and satisfy my OCD a little bit. You know, again, it just gives your eyeball, you know, this part is different kind of feedback. I like to do this too. Again, it's not really necessary, but if you're going to have a game that looks good, why not make it look good, right? And it kind of just shows off the position of the tower. Now, normally I'll do the ground portion with darker wood, but at this point I don't have darker wood, so don't need to. And since we're not worrying about the trench in this area, we don't have to worry about flooding everything. And for those of you that are wondering what would happen if you accidentally let water flood in, it's bad. Trust me, I have accidentally let it happen, and it will literally put everything underwater. Now, when I did it, my villagers were underwater. They were still working. It didn't kill them or anything like that, but it certainly precluded putting anything down under the water that was, going to work properly. In hindsight, since I'm not going out there, I don't even need this floor. There's absolutely no reason to have it, so then we won't, since the tower obviously starts underground. And there you go. And it's doing it again. I need to report that bug. Alright, so we have 13 villagers. Got a couple towers here ready to go. Looking pretty good. But I do like to cut a couple windows in, just because it looks cool. Put a light in there. So go back up here, and again, not necessary, but if you just like having lights, some temporary lights. I usually put one at each row, and it's typically enough. Like, these guys won't be necessary. Alright, we'll go back in here. See how these boys are doing. Cooking bread and stuff. Yeah, everything's going good. What have we got? Got enough seeds for a new one, and they're currently making some wheat. 900 on the food, so yeah, everything's good there. So let's go ahead and get that other farm going. And of course, not following my own directions, I put this box here. It'll be back, don't worry. And put one here. And then we'll go ahead and make this a wheat farm, as it should be. Hire that farmer. Alright, we still have plenty of beds. Now, usually at this point, berries really are not necessary as far as I'm concerned. They don't do much for food, but because of the red planks that they just put in, they have a usefulness again. So I do like to make berries. So let's go ahead and carve this road around, and I'll show you where I put my little berry farms. Alright, again, and this is just another 10 by 10 square, but because this tower is there, I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot. And I tried a forestry here. It just doesn't grow enough trees. That forestry can do in a 10 by 10 square as well. But berries, on the other hand, they don't. They don't stretch that far. And so what I'll do is I'll make a berry farm, and I will generally put it right here. And you can see 10 by 5 is too large, but 10 by 4 is okay. So what I might do is might just put it right here. See what this looks like. That gives me an edge on the outside that I can work with, so we'll just do it that way. There we go, and we'll go ahead and get a berry guy going. Build us some berries. And you see this guy's starting to plant his crops. And for the berry farmer, we'll go ahead and put a box right there as normal. And we'll also put another one right here. Might as well. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything to have an extra. So that means over here on this side, we can go ahead and put a box there. And go ahead and put a crate right here as well. And I'll go ahead and dig this hole. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put these seeds up here, just so my boy doesn't run out, because it looks like he's running out a little bit. Get some more of this stone, and we'll dig this road. Alright, so here we go. We've got our 2 towers. Let's go ahead and get our new berry farm in here. And again, we're doing it right there. Boom. Go ahead and get that colonist out. And as you can see, we got plenty of food. We're up to 16 colonists, but we do have 4 archers. And I'd say 1 for 4 is not a bad ratio, to be honest. So let's go put a few of these torches on these crates. Might as well have a torch on a crate. It's not really doing a whole lot else, right? So put it right there. And the light just makes these towers pop open at night. They look really good. So, torch, 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 torch. Another torch there. And then I'd like to do this just to make the towers look cool. Whoop, not like that. I like to do this. And it just kind of makes the towers look cool because on the inside I'll put a light that kind of shines out and it really extenuates. Gives it some depth, you know, it's not just a straight wall, so to speak. And I'll do it on both sides before I go back to the underground. And you can see already, just looking at it from this distance, that it looks a lot better. Alright. Okay, so let's get to the underground and light the inside of those up. All my boys are sleeping. Okay, so as far as torches are concerned, I don't want to put them in my way. So over that door there. But you really want to keep it even, so try to put them in the corners if I can. Right? And those should not get in anybody's way. But it lights that sucker up on the inside pretty well. Oh man, it's really tearing through the environment there. Wonder if that's just because I cheated the first time. Look at that. I did it again. Alright. Corner, corner, corner. Alright. So if I come up here and I look at that other tower now, it's pretty sweet. And I do like to put lights at every corner, which I don't have yet. Let's see how these archers do. Yeah, they're mowing them down. That guy kind of around the corner, but not a whole lot. Yeah. And see, these guys on the tower, I think they may not be able to reach all the way to the other guard, but they certainly have a big cross pattern. They can both help each other out. Again, one of the big things I see a lot of people doing is they'll put all their archers just in a row, like across this top is keep. They'll just put a line of archers. But when I've done that, all it seems to do is make everybody shoot at the same time. You can see right now we've got cross coverage. We don't have a lot of guys shooting at the same zombie. And if I had openings in those towers to the ground, without being on the underground, those zombies right there in front of us would have probably got into that tower and overwhelmed that one guard up there. And see, he can't really even see them because they're so close, but yeah, he got him that time. And you see there are a lot of zombies, but a lot of glowing eyes in the distance. But my guys are handling them very well. Now, again, ultimately, it gets a lot safer because once I get all these farms built in and I kind of increase the wall surrounding this a little bit, they have to come through the front door. And when they have to come through the front door, it's just over for them. There's no dynamic here in this game at this point where zombies do damage to any kind of wall. And even if they do, I like to put a moat down, so until they learn how to swim and jump up a 2-block, they're not going to have much of the ability to do it anyway. Alright, so we've got a lot of different guys here, and everything's going fairly well. I think, let's see how many, we've only got 25. I think we need to go a couple more days with gathering wheat. When the morning comes, I'm going to go ahead and clear cut this forest back here, because I don't have a lot of wood. and I need to get a forester started. I think I'll put the foresters right here, close by. I try not to do that, to be honest, because it only it hides the zombies from my tower. So it's nice to have, you know, one block all the way around the towers before the zombies can hide under the trees. But in this case, I don't think it's a huge deal, especially if I put them up behind it, because they're going to hit them when they come around that corner anyway. The zombies tend to use the road since it's close to the moat. So let's go ahead and do at least one of those guys. So let's go ahead and I'll clear cut this area. Alright, so I've cut this area here, and now all I have to do is go ahead and cut in the road, of course, and get my forester down. So let's go ahead and get that started here. Alright, so you can see we got another 10 by 10 block, and you know, I can always change this later, and it's very convenient to put it right here. I've got an axe, so what I'll do, I'll go ahead and make that forester. Nope. Excuse me. So forester here, and then hire a forester, and there we go. While that's going on, now I'm going to have some wood going on there. I'll go ahead and get a few more of these guys going. I mean, I'm at 930 on the food scale. Got plenty of flour. Got plenty of wheat going on. So I'm not worried too bad about flooding the market with villagers. So at this point, what I want to do is go ahead and get some, get a couple miners. Because gold isn't going to be doing me a whole lot right now, but it certainly will be in the future. So let's go ahead and put this crate right here, and I'll do miner for gold, miner for that, and oops, you know what, let's go ahead and remove the gold. We'll just do this guy. There you go, because I think I only had the one pick. Yeah, I can make another one. I'll go ahead and do that right now so I can go ahead and have that pick. There he is. That'll go ahead and give me my gold miner. Right there. Whoop. Go ahead and recruit him. So you see we're doing iron now as well, and then gold. So that means we have to have a smelter. So we'll get up here and get our smelter going as well. Since we have plenty of food, I might go ahead and grab another couple archers. I don't think it's absolutely necessary at this point, but nah, better safe than sorry. Alright, cool thing about the smelter too is it does not have to have top access. So there's my smelter, and I can put that guy right there. And I will hire his worker. Alright, so I've got my smelter, got a guy digging ore, got a guy digging coal, got a guy digging gold. So this guy will be doing smelting coal and or iron and gold ultimately, and then I will be able to do gold coins and things of that nature as well. Now what I do like to do, kind of, because I don't like this guy standing on this side, to be honest. Whoops. I don't think that would have stopped him. I think he would have just glitched right through it. But this way, once he moves away, well, hell, he might not even move away because he's standing right next to a crate. I have to force him. Let's see. Yeah, because he'll probably just turn. So let's go ahead and take both these crates out of the way. If he walks off of that spot, which he should have to, boom, got him. There you go, and now he's on this side. That's where I want him to be. And I'll take these crates out as I put new things down, keeping enough crates to make everybody happy. But Alright, so everything is looking good right there. Let's see, I'll go ahead and get one of those and a couple more arrows. And one thing I like to do on my keep, which again, probably not necessary, but I like to get the guys away from the walls a little bit. And by doing this, and it doesn't look too bad, to be honest, when you do this. But it also, oh crap, it also kind of gets the guys so that when they're shooting, they can shoot down the length of the wall, which is nice, to say the least. Oh, there we go. I don't know why that went in place. Look at that, 550 stone, and I didn't have to dig a single one of them. That's sweet. Alright, I really don't have to do it here on the back. But, well, now that I'm here, I like symmetry. And while I'm here, let's see if I can get a hold of the top of this tree. There we go. Get it out of the way. And these edges are a little bit tricky. Alright, so what you're going to end up having here is one of these on each corner. Remember, because the keep is even, I have a 2-door system instead of a single-door system, so you're going to have that, because what will end up happening is you're going to have a gap, basically. So I'll do right there, skip 2, 1, 2, skip 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and I've got 2 right there in the middle. So if I just came to 1, 1, 1, and 1, now I've got 2 empty in the middle. So not a whole lot you can do, and if you know, you put it right there, you're still going to have 2 full in the middle. So what I like to do, gives them a little bit more height, and so I'll bring this guy over here, and I'll face them forward, rotate by pressing R, and again I'll do the same thing right here. And I'll go ahead and hire those 2 guys. Okay, we're still at 800 food, and you can see there's plenty of crops there to support this many people. These 2 guys will come up right now, and let's we'll go ahead and watch this night and watch these zombies get massacred. I've got a good cross range right here in this area. I mean, a chicken couldn't live on this field right here. There's just too many archers. So let's watch what happens overnight, and in the morning time we'll call this video a success. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, you can see even with 22 colonists, and there's quite a few zombies out there. These guys do not have a chance. Seeing these guys up at the top, they're kind of looking backwards. They're shooting guys coming in from the side. They can also turn around and hit these guys coming in too. See, right there. So you got this guy covering this whole area here. This guy covering this immediate vicinity. I think they can hit the road. I haven't seen him actually do it yet, but I believe they can. Yeah, they certainly can, because he shot all the way over there. Again, originally I made very tall towers, and it just didn't make a lot of sense. I mean, they can only reach so far, so what it meant was they just had a shorter range. And so by putting them a little bit lower, 6 tall, 1 story as far as I'm concerned, they have a better range. You can see what we've got here. Looks pretty good. So while we're doing this, I'll go ahead and gotta put my cheats back on. Remember, that's T / cheats on. You gain permission, and then you want to go T / set flight space true, and then use F and spacebar, and you'll fly. And then you just use WADs to fly around. If you hold shift, you'll fly really fast. As you can see, this is my tower here. Alright guys, this is going to be it for this video. As you can see, we've progressed pretty far. We've got our towers there and our main keep. We've got a good amount of archers. And everything's looking nice so far. We've got a little forester working over there. And you can see that this thing is just coming right along. If you have any suggestions or comments, I'd love to hear those. If you see me doing something that you don't think is necessary, or maybe you would possibly do differently, just leave me a note down there in the comments, and I will be happy to consider that or talk to you about it. In the meantime, I hope you liked this video. If you did, go ahead and check me out, subscribe, hit that notification so that you get notified when the videos upload. I try to do it as often as I can. I'm pretty busy in other things as well, but I do enjoy this game, and I'm hoping that they will upgrade it farther, because I'm looking forward to some of the things that we can do. Really, what I personally think would be very, very cool is to get away from the blockiness a little bit from Minecraft, and start giving us circular windows, circular doors. I'd love to make some hobbit holes. I think that would just be fantastic. So, alright guys, until next time, this is Jehovah, and I am signing off. I will see you next time.